The Visual Arts Center is a contemporary art space on campus. One of our big missions is to intersect art with art education. So this program, our Artist in Residency program, is a real opportunity for students to get hands-on experience. We commission 2 artists, sometimes 3 to 4 artists per year in the space, to come be with us for 3 to 5 weeks and make new pieces.
You really are exposed to so many different processes that you don't get exposed to in the classroom setting.
Most of them build the biggest project they've ever built in their life, which is a challenge for the artist and a huge challenge for us in terms of having that project run smoothly, and students get to see every part of that.
There's all these different processes that come into play with every different installation. So with Dan and Annie, a lot of it's been learning about creating an actual structure that stands on its own, like a house.
Essentially, we're building a 2-story building instead of a space here. So I think it was a little bit daunting at the beginning.
It gets to happen in front of them and they get to see it from start to finish. So that's been pretty rewarding. And this group that we have in particular is wide-ranging. It isn't just from the art school or the architecture school, so they have lots of different skill sets.
Because especially Margot Sawyer is so interested in architecture in her own work, and she teaches a lot in her class, it was a perfect fit with lead pencils.
One class is actually an installation class, so it's a really fantastic opportunity to have really hands-on sort of experience of what it's like to make a large installation.
Yeah, I was really drawn to the scale of the things that they were doing and the different settings that they were working with. Yeah, I think it's any young artist's dream to be able to work in a space that size.
Here it is, and it's a tour de force. It takes a village to make this happen.
Our art historians and art educators and designers in our program also work with these artists, but they work in totally different ways. And so there's a student right now who's getting her master's in art education who's writing her dissertation on Lead Pencil Studio. So this was an amazing opportunity.
And it's really nice to be in an institution that is willing to experiment that. I think that's really important.
The greatest thing is that this project allows artists to come in from all over the world and work in a world-class research facility. So some of our artists work with architecture this semester. Some artists that we have coming in next year are going to do collaborations with the McDonald Observatory. So that should be a really interesting project for us to collaborate on.
Working with actual artists who have been doing it for a while and who knew what they wanted was something that not only influenced me but inspired me to think larger. So I feel like I've definitely grown because of it.